But I do find it interesting if the kids aren't getting paid at all. That's a little exploitive.
Yeah.
They dive really deep into their personal stories. A little exploitive, Netflix.
Let us go around and see what our hosts were just really shocked by this week and what made them go, whoa. Gwen Flamberg, what made you go, whoa, this week?
Well, guys, the fashion industry lost a legend, Andre Leon Talley, who was a Vogue editor for many, many years, not as of late, but passed away at 73 years old. It is a tragic loss for the fashion industry, but what made me go, whoa, is that Vogue, where he had spent probably the most formative part of his career, didn't post at the same time as every other outlet was posting about Andre Leon Talley's death and about his incredible career and about how he inspired legions of people. And people surmised that it was because of the feud that he had with Anna Wintour. He famously wrote a memoir called In the Chiffon Trenches, where he kind of trashed Anna and spoke about how he felt disrespected by her and by Vogue. So anyway, Vogue did make a statement. Anna Wintour made a statement where she acknowledged that, in recent years, there were some challenges, which was very honest and very authentic. But still, the whole situation made me go, whoa. You guys can read all about it, of course, on usmagazine.com/stylish. But Andre Leon Talley, rest in peace. You will be missed.
It's ANTM legend, Andre Leon Talley, and so much more. Sarah Huron, what made you go, whoa, this week?
Well, quick shout out, I get all my fashion knowledge from The Hills, and he was on an episode of The Hills, and when Whitney Port fell down the stairs on Good Morning America wearing that Hillary Swank $1 million baby Oscar dress, and he was so kind to Whitney Port in that moment of support. So that's how I remember him, and I feel like that's a good memory. Again, all my fashion knowledge comes from someone who appeared on MTV.
That explains the denim skirts and the Uggs. Yes, it does.
Yeah, for sure. I actually just got a pair of Ugg slippers for Christmas. I heard they're back.
Lauren
Conrad told me personally. Anyway, my woe this week is about Cheer. I don't know if you guys have watched season 2 yet. It is quite dark. The first half is pre-pandemic, pre-Jerry allegations, business as usual at Daytona, besides the fact that they're all superstars now. So it's more like exploring influencer-ness and cheerleading. Then we get halfway through, shut down, Jerry, dark. Then we pick up with the Cheer squad who was back the year after. So it's like quite a bit of time that was filmed. And I think it was worth watching. Again, dark, not quite as uplifting as the first season of Cheer.
Things have happened.
Things have happened.
Yeah.
Things have gone on. And I just thought it was interesting that a report came out this week about the salary details of Cheer. And I'm always interested in salaries. And according to Variety, both Navarro and their rival Trinity Valley Community College, who are heavily featured in season 2, were only paid $30,000 for their participation in the show. Apparently, in 2018, Navarro signed a deal with a production company in which the school agreed to be paid $30,000 for the rights to film a season of a then untitled cheerleading documentary. The pact has a built-in exclusive option for Cheer producers to renew at the same $30,000 fee each year for 5 additional academic years, giving the production company exclusive rights to film and exploit the cheerleading athletics as part of the series during the contract period. So Navarro's director of marketing said, quote, "Everybody thinks we made millions of dollars off the show. And as you can see from the contract, we did not." That's like pretty insane. So I don't know if just Navarro got the $30,000. Does that mean like the kids weren't paid at all?
I bet the kids weren't paid at all. I bet Trinity got like $10,000. But you saw how happy she was to get that $20,000 check from Ellen and still couldn't afford to do a lot of things in her program. So, I mean, reality stars are notoriously underpaid on every show. Most, save a few housewives, you'll be surprised at everyone's salary.
Especially, but this is just interesting because like I know some of them are, I guess they're not really minors because they're in like community college or whatever. But these kids, I mean, they pretty much pour it all out on the show, and for them to not get paid is unfortunate. And there's always debates with like athletes, college athletes, should they be paid? Right. It's another example of that. But I guess, I mean, this explored in the show, the mainstay, or like your Gabby Butler your Lexi, your Morgan. I mean, they have like millions of followers now. So I guess they got paid in that sense, and they explore that on the show, which I thought was interesting. Sometimes reality shows kind of ignore the fact that the stars are now famous, and it's silly to be fighting over like the job they are pretending to have. So I liked that, but I also think they got screwed. Like, what a bad deal they signed.
It's just such, and if you haven't watched it, it's such a dramatic show. It's really about like the hard lives of people, and I just can't believe I care about basket tosses so much when I'm watching that show. It's the most important thing to me in the world if her toes are pointed during her, you know, back full twist.
Travis, just wait until Daytona this year,
because it's
season
something
2.
that, you know, so few people can do. And so Gabby forever, you know, I don't begrudge any of those influencer dollars she's making. But I do find it interesting if the kids aren't getting paid at all. That's a little exploitive.
Yeah.
They dive really deep into their personal stories. A little exploitive, Netflix.
You gotta make your own money, kids. On the other side, good luck, Sugar Bear Hair Care, FabFitFun boxes. That is your payment. Well, my biggest woe of the week was Holly Madison, who I thought she was done talking about how terrible the Playboy Mansion was and what horror she experienced, but there is more. She has some new quotes talking about how it was cult-like, and the reason she looks back on that it was cult-like is that Hef was looked up to as this iconic figure, sort of like the head of a cult, and she, you know, wasn't allowed really to have friends over. It was frowned upon. She had to quit her job as a waitress. So there's this big A&E special where she's talking a lot of crap about the Playboy Mansion, and I really just eat up all of the girls next door Playboy Mansion stuff. Sarah, I know you do too. It's just, it was such a house of horrors that we did not know even what was happening, and it's really interesting to hear it all come out now.
Oh yeah, you know, I read Down the Rabbit Hole by Holly Madison. Like, that was one of the first books I read, and after that wasn't assigned to me in school in years, because it was just so good. It was so good. And I could never get enough of Holly, like, speaking out about it. It just, like, I wish, I don't know, I guess I gotta watch this documentary, because I don't know, besides the like original Girls Next Door and like Crystal, obviously, who married him, I don't know that much about like the other girls. So I don't know. I think there's so much there, and it definitely is like a cult when you think about it. Because they were like, had to dress the same, and they were told what they could do.
Same boobs, same hair, no friends, no family, no income.
A little Nexium vibes.
Well, also they were just, you know, in that classic way of segregated away from everybody that they knew and even the life that they knew before. And, you know, obviously this was pre-Me Too movement, but hashtag whoa. Yes.
Yeah, with the 2022 lens, it is like very emotionally crippling for women's rights to look back on all of this.